What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we're doing the Black Spindle mission yet again, except for this time it's going to be solo on our hunter. So about 10 days ago we did another Black Spindle mission. It was on our Stormcaller. That might be the easiest character to do it on, and the hunter might be the most difficult. But again, we're doing it today. Lost to Light, pick it on the moon, make sure you've picked hard mode, and then we're going to walk you through the entire thing. So we're going to speed up most of these parts because it's basically just running. You need to run all the way to the ogre. Don't waste any time killing any enemies. If you waste time killing enemies, you're not going to be able to succeed. Now, one thing you might notice is that right now I'm actually on a Gunslinger, but we are going to change over to Arcblade. I'll tell you why whenever we get there, and I'll show you my setup and my full subclass setup, all the perks. First things first, we've got to kill this ogre. So for me, throwing out a grenade, then I've got my Vision of Confluence on. I'm just firing off the entire magazine, and when I get finished with the magazine, I'm going to pull out my sword, and then we're just going to spin until he's done. I found that either the sword or a full auto shotgun seems to work really well. I had been using the Found Verdict, but since I kind of need to take care of blights with a sniper rifle, I am relegated to putting on my Ex Machina right now, and I'm just killing the ogre with the sword. So once that's done, we get a few more talking points, and then it's time to run yet again. Again, don't waste any time, just run. You need to get to those hive husks, and then we're going to open up the doors. All of that is just fine. We're just booking it the entire way. If you stop and smell the roses, you're going to end up getting to that door, that secret mission door, and it's going to be closed, I promise you. There's not a whole lot of leeway there. And I know, being in a shooter game, you want to shoot enemies. Sometimes it's difficult to just pass up all these enemies while they're shooting at you. But don't worry, you should be able to avoid them while you're running. Just grabbing that husk, throwing it in the doorway, and then I'm just running around. The reason why I'm shooting some of these enemies is, one, I'm waiting for the door to open, and two, if I need to get any additional ammo. As that door's opening up, the enemies are going to despawn, I can book it right through there, and we're going to speed up to the second husk. Now this is the reason why I'm on a golden gun, because I want to kill this wizard. Now unfortunately the wizard came from the left, which actually surprised me. It feels like they sometimes move around a little bit. I was actually looking for the wizard to be right in the middle or over to the right. She was on the left, so I had to change my strategy just a little bit. I normally wouldn't go after this husk first. I would have normally stayed on the ground, jumped up in the air and grabbed the top husk, and then ran right over, but things just changed in the battle, so we have to adapt on the fly. So I'm inserting this husk, and I need to go over to the one that I normally would have picked up first. Unfortunately, that means I also have to pretty much kill this knight, otherwise he's going to be a pain in the butt the entire time. He's dead, one sword swing, we grab the husk, and we're just going to run over. So this particular area took just a little bit longer than normal, but we're still going to be fine overall. Again, entering the husk into that area, we have to just make sure that we're not getting killed. I ran off to the side, and as we get into the next area, we're just going to see that the door is open. As long as the door is open, you're good to go. So right now, this is about the only time you have a chance to breathe. This is the only time that you can just stop, smell the roses, and do whatever needs to be done. So for me, it would be charging up my supers, or popping a heavy ammo synth for sure, making sure that's off of cooldown while I also have max sword ammo. And I just want to show you that if you look at my character, I've got the Tarantella on right now, which doesn't have anything to do with a gunslinger. I'm just on a gunslinger with Deadeye. That's the only reason I did that, just to kill that one witch. There's really nothing else you need to worry about for the gunslinger. That was just my personal preference. Now, for the fallen area, I'm going to be on a Bladedancer with my Flux Grenade, Showstopper, which I know is a little bit different, and then Hungering Blade over here. And of course, we've got Fast Twitch. Now, you could go with Encore. I initially was trying out Encore, and that let me keep in my Blade Dance a little bit longer, but I found that Hungering Blade and getting my health back was just more beneficial overall. So this entire battle is going to be a little bit different from when we were on our Stormcaller. It's going to be more about taking out these blights immediately, as fast as we can. So basically 3 sniper shots from the Ex Machina, and then a scout rifle shot from the Vision. That's going to take it down. Or if you don't want to swap, it's going to be 4 shots from the Ex Machina, boom, it's down. Which is always nice because of course whenever you reload, whenever you have no shots left, you're going to get 4 in the magazine anyway. Now don't feel shy about popping your super, and you can see I've got Showstopper on, and that's to deal with all of these different fallen that are in the area. It actually has a pretty wide radius, and whenever I had Encore on, it was actually quite strong, but unfortunately I don't have it on, as I said, because I opted for Hungering Blade, so it's just not quite as potent. But regardless, the main thing is swing your sword. I thought I was so dead right there. That stupid awning was right there on my head. I thought I was completely toast, but we managed to stay alive. We got our health back, and here is the final enemy. One last swipe, and there he is. We finished this room in about a minute, which is 30 seconds slower than we finished it on our Stormcaller. So I'm just pointing that out in case you're running this and you want to have a little bit of a time gate just to see about where you need to be. As these enemies come out, I'm just waiting and spinning. I throw off a flux grenade and then it's time to spin again. Luckily, I end up grabbing some heavy ammo from that enemy, and that is just so clutch. The RNG heavy ammo drops on any character are going to be amazing. As we come down into this area, we have 3 blights. So one right in front of me, one off to the right hand side. I want to get these 2 down immediately. I want to get the 3rd one down as fast as possible as well. But we've got a problem, and it's the wizards in the area are throwing out those dark shadow thralls, and they are just all over the place. So actually, as I'm going to try to get away, I'm going to decide to just pop my super and take out some of these enemies while proccing Hungering Blade. So here we go, Showstopper yet again coming into play. Like I said, it's strong enough to deal with those enemies, and we're going to come run down here and try to get this wizard, but I'm out of my super, so luckily I just swapped to the Dark Drinker, spin, and then run away. You're going to run away a lot, whereas on the Stormcaller, I was able to stay in the heat of battle and just melt everybody down. Here, it's going to be picking our spots. So right now, I thought a witch might be right in front of me. They weren't, so I'm going immediately for the blight, and I know behind this container, one of those witches is going to be standing right there. There she is. She is down. So we've got just one more witch in the area, and then we have to deal with the snipers. So I'm trying to hit any other red health enemies that are around, and as I jump up here, there are so many enemies, I thought I was just completely toast. I managed to make it out alive. I see a lot of red on my radar, but it's those stupid shadow thralls, the ones that we don't care about. I want to see if I can hit any of these enemies or put them in their shield. Unfortunately, that guy's just hiding, and now he's in his shield, so womp womp, not much I can do there. I'm going to try to jump up here and then sword the rest of them. The bad thing is, obviously, if you aim with your sniper, they just immediately pop their shield. I swung at that guy, and I thought I actually killed him. I didn't. I was one hit short, so we've got to back off again. We're so low on health. We are just squeaking by this area, but we've got our health. We're up on the top, coming in on this guy, and boom, he's down. So 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in this arena, and yes, it definitely took more time than on the Stormcaller for sure. Now these enemies can be a pain in the butt because of course they can block your sword from the front, so trying to go around, and I know I'm going to pop a heavy ammo synth at the bottom, so I'm just using my sword spins, not worrying about conserving ammo at all. These enemies, once the final one goes down, now it's time to go into my main menu, and of course I've got the Radagast artifact on, so we're going to carry 88 heavy ammo, and now we've got our sword ammo, but number one, we've got to take care of these blights. So before, our strategy basically on the Stormcaller was take care of the initial blights, go up and just kill Drivix, and then worry about all of the enemies and all of the blights that were going to spawn in, because we had a great ad clearing super. We really don't have that on any other character, so unfortunately what we're going to have to do is take it slow. We're going to take it slow, but still the sword is going to be key. Right now, I'm just looking around for all the enemies. I see a bunch here, so I'm going to use my Showstopper, and I'm going in on this because I'm going to be able to get my health back with Hungering Blade. Whenever it looks like I've taken out enough enemies, I'll go up and start dealing damage to the boss. And I'm so dark right now, I can't see anything. I feel like it looks pretty good. As I jump up though, I realize that there is another enemy. What I'm going to do is spin 5 times, and then I'm going to back out. I don't want to spawn in all of the blights like I did with my Stormcaller, because like I said, I don't really have the ability to take care of all of these enemies. So the one blight was right there, we were able to spin, take that away, and I see where the second one is. Now I made a bit of a mistake. I stayed in here right now dealing with the enemies because I saw they just kept coming and coming, and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to have to deal with these things. I don't want to have to deal with them spawning, the stupid Axion darts that come after you, that's a big pain. But what I should have done maybe was go back to the entrance and then snipe away at that final blight. Because as I get right in here, unfortunately I hit my head and then I die. So anytime you die, it just wastes time off the timer. Now it's not going to matter in the end because we clear it, but we definitely cut it pretty close. So dying, if you can avoid it, would be a really nice thing. But since I died, I'm in the exact spot I want to be. I'm going to swap over to my sniper rifle and pull that out for 3 shots, and then I can go ahead and reload it, get 4 in the magazine, and take it out with my Vision of Confluence. So the blights are down, and now again, we're back to clearing enemies out. So I've got all these enemies in here, and as I'm doing this right now, I'm thinking to myself, I'm never going to be able to finish it. I am not going to be able to finish it. There are far too many enemies, and I don't have anything to take care of all of them at once. And I died. So right now, what's going through my head is, I'm not going to finish. So I like to say those things and show those things to you because sometimes on YouTube, you just see everything that's a perfect run. And you're like, man, why are these guys so much better than me? Why do I suck? Why am I dying all the time? Well, we die all the time too. And we have the exact same problems you do. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get unlucky. The main thing is just keep practicing and keep trying. Now, what's crazy here is stupid Drivix is off of his center platform and he's down in the middle, and I ended up dealing out more damage to him, which is going to spawn in more blights. So crazy Drivix being in places that he's not supposed to be, though it did bring me to the next blight phase, which is this one and then the one in the far back. But I am just living on the magic pixel right now, so I'm backing off, I'm trying to regroup, get my health back up, and then I'm going to try to snipe this blight that's all the way in the back. So there it is, I can see just a little bit of it. As long as enemies don't shoot at me and my scope doesn't bounce all over the place, we can get it. There it is, those 2 blights are down. So back to clearing ads. Again, that's the main thing. That's the main difference with the Hunter as opposed to the Stormcaller, is I really have to stop, clear the ads, and then go back to damaging Drivix, because you just don't have the ability to clear the entire room with your Hunter. You just simply can't. Unless you're a really great hunter. I don't know. Maybe you're the best hunter in the world and I just suck as a hunter, but this is how I did it, and I imagine that a lot of people probably would feel the same way at least. And I'm just getting so lucky right now that I'm able to survive on that low of health. I'm backing off. I'm like, I do not want to take any additional hits. I just want to go ahead in, kill the enemies, and then back off. Unfortunately, I only have 6 sword ammo, so it's time to get into a corner, take a look at my synth. 43 seconds. Crap. And of course, as soon as I go to aim at Drivix, he just kind of teleports a bit and goes back hiding. So I'm just going to use my final sword ammo, my last 6 shots, and there it is. Now I'm going to back off again and see how much time we used. And of course, I feel like blights are going to come in yet again. But we have to first take off a little bit more health. So a few sniper shots. You can see my scope just bouncing all over the place when I get hit. How's my heavy ammo synth? It's still 13 seconds. I am screwed. So just popping my super immediately whenever I come out of that and able to take out this blight with my super. That's nice. Showstopper is coming into play yet again. And of course, Hungering Blade. Getting my health back has been so key and so clutch. That's why I ended up picking it. It's got to be 13 seconds, but first I want to have my sword out. Then I've got to go in and pop my heavy ammo synth, get the full just effect of Radagast, and now I've got enough sword, but I've got less than a minute to go. I have to clear out this final blight, I have to clear out these last enemies, and of course, I have to freaking kill Drivix, and I've got under a minute. 45 seconds to go. 45 seconds. Quit splitting. Please, please guys, quit split every time. You're splitting every time. Just taking every one of them out. I've got barely any health. If I die, it is absolutely over. I cannot afford to die. They split yet again. I'm spinning to win it. Oh man, that guy's going down and I've got barely any health, but I don't have much time. 20 seconds to go. I've got plenty of ammo to kill Drivix. We just have to see whose health is going to hold out. Mine or Drivix. It's just the battle of wills up at the top. Spinning, one more spin. There it goes. Black Spindle mission done. 10 seconds remaining on my hunter. That is a far cry from 4 minutes on my warlock. A far cry. But you know what? At the end of the day, you aren't going to care if you've got 1 second or 9 minutes and 59 seconds left. As long as you finish your mission and get the Black Spindle, that's all you really care about. So I will say it was definitely tricky to do this on my hunter, I tried a Golden Gun Hunter and obviously the Bladedancer in here. I did not try a Night Stalker because I wanted to kill enemies. I didn't think Tether was going to do it, but maybe you'll be able to do it with a Tether. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your spindle, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #SoloHunter.